My own vision is basically, like you said, it's the cultural, the values that we bring in. And we see some of those values could be very useful to the community. Sometimes those values don't get translated into actions because the values have not been reinforced or have not been shared properly. So some of my values, when I came to America, as all of you came to America, I'm a first generation, we had certain standards of our own. Nobody was going to tell us what to do. And we followed those things. And some of those things made us what we are today, long and short of it. And it was not that we all had rich parents, at least I did not have rich parents, and we had a big network or family circle. We all came alone, isolated. And America, which I came in 1964, was a very different America than it is today. I saw America through the transition period of 1970s when it changed from what it was, from the Eisenhower era, to what it is today. It's two different worlds. And when I see the change happening with my own eyes, and I work with some people who are native people here, the Americans, who did not see that change. But I could see the fundamental values of America at that time. And it was a struggle to make the change. But I'm sure, and I believe that it was a change for good. It made it more expressive. It made us more involved in the society, and I want to continue that pattern. So the only thing is that we Indo-Americans kind of are there but not there. We are there with our contributions, we are there with our thoughts, we are there with our writings, but we are not there in the process when it comes down to short strokes. We have to be involved, activists, we got to be fighters, we got to take promises and goals seriously, missions. We should not have this short-term excitement and then you mentioned, then it peters out. We got to have a sustained goal, and that goal should not be changing because of our conveniences. So those are all fighting words, those are all perhaps not as optimistic as somebody might have thought about it, but those are the kind of things I'm working with. I'm working with setting up role models, setting up procedures which could be easier for a next person from Indo-American community in South San Francisco to go through the process than I'm going through right now. You know, I have made friends like Ash and all of you now through this meeting, which I did not have before. And these things can happen to anyone, and there's nothing special for me. It's nothing to do with me. So I want to make those kind of avenues, those kind of procedures, those kind of encouragement, if you will, to available to everybody I know, young and old. And I'm not limiting it to just Indo-Americans. I think all the young people should be involved. There's a certain amount of politicians are blah, 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 feeling going on with the youngsters, which is not true, because when I saw the politicians from close, I found that majority or most of them are very decent people, and they're doing what they're doing because they love to do public service, because that's where they enjoy. And it's not somebody else's recognition that they're after. It is their own self-involvement. And my hat's off to all the people who have taken their time out in the public service. It's tremendous amount of sacrifice and the values they're giving to the society. So for all of you who are involved in this process, kudos to you, and hopefully you will all succeed. Thank you very much. I need to rush out to do my precinct walking.
Thank you for joining us. You know, interesting point here. Stay. 2 minutes. Interesting point. You know, we heard about this. We have read the story about a fox getting into a herd of lions, wearing the lion's skin.
Yes.
Right. And it reminded me of when you talked about the politicians. You know, I mean, politicians are truly invested. Ash is one prime example, right? It's very easy. The fox ultimately got caught when he was in the herd of lions because he made a little sound like, who's this guy, right? Ash is truly invested. I mean, I've seen Ash. I mean, I'm talking about Ash the only reason because I've seen him at close range. This guy, he spends a lot of time for local efforts. He's out there creating communities, bringing them together, and he's a grassroots worker, right? And that's really exactly what we are trying to do. Ash is a prime example because when we are out there, we have to start from the very basics, right? I mean, that's the only way we'll succeed. We have to get out there and do little things in a community, right? Just little things, and that'll be the foundation stone for grander success. I mean, it's probably a very glamorous world for Ash, especially when he jumps up on the Aki stage and he does this little Bhangra. Did you see that yet, Deepa? You haven't seen it.
I've heard of it. I've
Yes.
watched those pictures.
So, it's a very glamorous world, but ultimately you have to do a lot of good work, right? And Ash is completely stepping up to that. He's making things that he's an exemplary member of a community, and that's we are really following him and all of you, right? I mean, that's really what we are trying to do here.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I apologize after run. There's a list of volunteers who are waiting for me. Yes. Thank you, thank you.
And we have our final speaker, which is Nirmala Bandrapalli. So she has amazing credentials. She's gone from education to city planning to neighborhood emergency preparedness. She's currently the planning commissioner, right? Currently the planning commissioner. She's also part of the neighborhood emergency and disaster preparedness committee. She's been the chair of the Lincoln School PTA membership committee, Girl Scout leader, co-founder of Science Guru. So amazing credentials. Very happy to have you, Nirmala. Please, let's come on up here and let's hear about the agenda for the Burlingame City Council.
Sure.
Beautiful.
Right now. Thank you again. My name is Nirmala Bandrapalli. Thank you for the opportunity to present. This is a great group, and I'm so grateful Sandy invited me as a part of this group. So, how did I get here? I came to this country 25 years ago to pursue a master's degree in biochemistry. So I did that at University of San Francisco, then moved on to UCSF to do AIDS research for 4 years, then moved on to Genentech, doing project management, IT project management. After doing this for 19 years, working hard, raising kids, I have 3 kids. Then I started asking this question: is this life? This is it? Is this it? I work hard and I make money, and what else? What else is there to life? I was very active in the community because I'm one of the first people to move into Bay Area. I didn't know any Indians. There's not many Indian restaurants when I came to San Francisco. So I kind of built my life. I have a lot of friends, American friends, Chinese friends. That's my family, because I left all my family back home. So these questions helped me. Then I said, you know what? I want to live a more meaningful and purposeful life. That's what I want to do. So I had the opportunity privilege to quit my job, and then I also started my own business. That's my co-founder, and my partner is a business partner, Dr. Aruna Sinagota. We both started a Bollywood music-based fitness company.
Wow.
To help people. It's so important to take charge of your health, because your health is your wealth. So we started doing that, and at the same time, so while I was doing that, I worked with, I was very active in the community, serving in schools, as well as we have a foundation called Burlingame Community for Education. We raise about a couple of $1 million every year to support the entire school system, the Burlingame school system. So while I was doing that, I started to realize, my God, I could really bring in so many, my professional experience, my background, my values to the community. I could really share. And so I was thinking more about it. Then I got into a leadership program initiated by Chambers of Commerce of 4 cities. So I went to a 9-month program learning about local government, all areas of local government. So about a couple of years ago, one of the council members, Terry Nagel, she's been on Burlingame City Council for many years. She said, Nirmala, we need people like you who are honest, who have integrity, who have a vision, who have values. It will be great. Burlingame will definitely benefit from it. I said, so about a few months ago, there was opportunity opened up for planning commission, and I was unanimously appointed by all the council members.
Fantastic.
So that was really great experience. And since then, I've been learning a lot about the planning commission, about the land use. So then a position opened up, then the council, somebody decided, one of the incumbents decided not to run. So then Terry said, Nirmala, you are the person, you should run with this. You have great value, you definitely Burlingame will benefit from that. I said, okay. So just about 4 weeks ago, I started campaign. So imagine that. It's a short time, but I think I'm very passionate. As a businesswoman, as a mother, and of 3 children in Burlingame Public Schools, I'm very passionate about helping to shape our city's future and making Burlingame because, I have a service to the community is a very integral part of who I am. And so I have worked long and hard to make a positive difference in Berlin. And my current role as planning commissioner comes after many years as a volunteer, as a leader in several areas of our community's life, from the school system to civic organizations, and from neighborhood emergency preparedness to providing children new pathways to 21st century careers. So, my lawn sign says fresh perspective, developing fresh perspective. What is that? This perspective is nothing but it's a reflection of my personal and professional journey. I have Genentech for over 10 years. I was able to enhance my project management skills and my information technology skills that can serve our city well, as well as the council because it deals with such complex processes and projects. So, most importantly, I have all this, my blend of professional, entrepreneurial, and community experience, has instilled in me characteristics that I believe, I think it will serve our Birmingham voters so well. So I have independence, a desire to listen to others, and a can-do approach. And that's what makes me unique as a candidate. So I'm really looking forward to serving our community. And as well as, I think it's so important to have a voice. I believe that it takes few people, just a handful of people, to make a difference in the world. And for example, what Gandhi did, Mother Teresa did, all those are examples for us. And I want to be a voice, a woman's voice especially. It's just so hard to, so many people ask me, my God, you have guts to stand there. 150 Indians in Burlingame community, 29,000 population, 150 Indians. Not many people know me even, So it is a challenge. But I think it's important. Somebody has to pave the way for people. So we have Indians in every area. We have doctors, engineers, lawyers. Do you see anybody? Not many in politics. We need to be in the policy making. Now I'm not saying just go for Indians, no, but I think the values we add, it's the honesty, it's being sincere. We are all one together. I think that's the message. We're all in this together, and we could work together to make a difference in the world and pave that path for the future generations to come. So we need to, so that's what I want to do. I want to make Burlingame a place, a great place to live and work, not just for us, but for our children and our children's children. And Gandhi says, there's a saying that says, be the change you want to see in the world. And that's where I want to be. I hope all of you join me. Together, we can be the change. We can make this change happen. I'm very sure we could do this. And thank you again for the opportunity.
First of all, thank you for running, and I think, and thank you for serving on the Planning Commission, which I think is probably the most understated volunteer duty you can make. Be serving for a city, it's a lot of work, and that you really get to know your city well.
Yes.
Couple things that I just wanted to comment on, which I think are avenues that dovetail on the conversation we've had about, how do we kind of integrate a little bit more across communities. You being a woman candidate, and certainly your background, and I just wanted to offer this, that I'm on the board of an organization called California Women League, and was to try to get more women elected or appointed into office. And you're right, there is a dearth of women, and thank you for stepping up and running, because it's a huge sacrifice as well. But this is an area where I feel really, truly important, because it's an organization where if you get involved, the camaraderie are other women already in elected office at the local level, primarily. It provides a network for you in terms of your support base in what you're trying to do. But more importantly, you bring a diversity that, frankly, our organization needs. And I've been trying to recruit women, and you don't have to be elected to join. But I've been really trying to recruit women that are going to be the emerging leaders. And it's really hard until you see kind of what's in it for you. But part of your speech and kind of what makes, I think, all of us serve so successfully is that it has to be about something much bigger than ourselves. And it's sometimes that doesn't get translated, and so how people perceive your motivation and kind of your reasons for running isn't about being self-serving, but it's about having a vision for, kind of a broader vision that serves the entire community. And I I think that's one of the things when we talk about how we break down this conversation within our own community, PI community, about trust, is really, what's motivating each of us in terms of, trying to be involved. And that it is for, I think, for all of us, and I hope the common answer is, it's about, building a better community. Not about, elevating ourselves, but it's about, building a better community. And when that comes through, I think you'll do well. But I want to connect with you about California.
Oh, I love that. I love to be part of it. As I said, this country has done a lot for us. I mean, I'm telling you, it gave us an identity. It really, there's an opportunity for everyone. Everyone has a fair shot in this country. And that's what it is. So we really everybody need to give back to the community. I think this is a great time. And thank you so much.
So it is kind of interesting because Nirmala talks about opportunities. Definitely this country is giving us opportunities. Look at Nirmala, because you can tell that she is so very emotionally connected with the city and credentials as well. So we would like you to win for sure. And we are there to back you up on that. But essentially, it's kind of really hard for anybody who is not in alignment with creating that vision, who has an ulterior agenda, to really step up and be there for the long haul. It's very hard. This world of politics is very hard. You have to be really wanting to do something good. That's when you get involved, right? So I'll leave it at that. So at this point, what we have is we have kind of run through our speakers, and we have a few items on the agenda. So let's run through them. So club plans for the rest of 2013. So we have the executive board meeting coming up, I believe it is November 22nd to 24th, right here in Millbrae. So it's coming up very soon. And if anybody is interested to join them, join this executive board meeting, let us know, because we can get you in as, what is it called? It's called observer passes. Observer passes. So we'll actually send out an email to our Democratic Club as well. So, and it's local, so I think it kind of makes sense for many of us to join and get that exposure. And the other thing is, there's an opportunity to get onto the county boards and statewide commissions, right? So if any of you are interested, I have a whole list of openings right now, and we'll spread that across and figure out. And also, the core background needs to be in alignment with that opening, right? So like folks who have a medical background, there are openings on that county board as well as on the state commissions. So it's a very simple process. Go out and apply. I can connect you to a few folks from Governor Brown's office. Actually, we met recently. And that would be a good opportunity to go out and pursue. And that's how you really exert your leadership into your local community and the statewide community, right? And the other significant thing happening is Sunnyvale Measure C, and I would like to talk a little bit about that. It's about gun safety law locally. I think it's very, very important. Like, I live in Saratoga, and we had a gun store that popped up in Las Gatos. And it kind of really caused a lot of concerns just in the next town. It was categorized as a sporting goods store, but it turns out they were selling arms and ammunition, and it caused a lot of concerns. So I think this will kind of trickle across the rest of the world when we see this, what Sunnyvale is kind of doing. The Dean Democratic Club is fairly involved with that. Did they initiate that, people, or?
I don't know if that's right.
Okay.
I think it was Sally Weber, actually.
Okay, Sally. So, but they are heavily involved in making sure that it passes. There's an October 2nd meeting where they're going to actually talk about all the details of this, and our club is going to get involved with that to make sure it passes through, and perhaps we'll go out and replicate that with a few other communities as well. So that's the other thing that we wanted to talk about. Now, our club is listed on the CDC site, which is the California Democratic Council site. It's not, we have been working with the webmaster to put it on there, but we are kind of certified in there. We are also listed as part of, we are under the umbrella of the Santa Clara County Democratic Party, because you need to align yourself with the county Democratic Party. So that's where we are. We have presence at the meetings once a month. So if any of you are interested to join in, let me know. We can take it on. And elections 2014, we have a few stellar candidates who are running, and we would like to have more of you running. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And if you are really interested to go out and run for planning commission, school boards, that's really how we need to stick our necks out. It was kind of interesting because some of us ran for delegate in California Democratic Party delegate. And the interesting thing that we heard was, why are you doing this? You'll get shot. Which was like, where is this coming from? It's not Kansas anymore, Toto. This is America, right? I mean, people have the impressions of, wow, I mean, India is the largest democracy, but at the end of the day, the elections can get fairly violent. I mean, it can get fairly violent, but hey, this is not India anymore. Here we are, it's an opportunity, like you said, it's an opportunity. Let's get involved, let's get engaged, and let's go and do good, because you'll be really surprised at the results that emerge, right? When you really go out and exert your vision, exert your ideas into the community, and good things start happening, that will really embolden you to go on and do bigger and better things. Ash is saying right here, Ash started in his neighborhood, creating a neighborhood safety watch program.
Neighborhood association.
Yeah.
We have just have a client neighbor watch and turn it into a neighborhood association.
Yeah. So, and Ash is a council member today, right? And that, it's not because Ash wanted to run, because people are like, hey, what are you doing? You need to go out and run, right? So that's how it kind of comes together. Any questions? Thank you all for joining in today. It was such a pleasure. And any questions, Deepa? Deepa, it was so good to see you today.
I just have a comment. For those of you who know someone who's running for office, or if you yourself are a candidate, I really would like to encourage you to seek the Democratic Party endorsement through the county party. Have you yourself gone through that process?
You mean Summit
Yes.
County? Yeah, I did.
All right, you filled out the questionnaire and
Right.
It's an important piece of the puzzle. Were you successful in?
Well, no.
It was not successful.
Yeah.
Is it a competition? How?
Well, there's a lot of politics involved.